Hey everybody, welcome to whatever this channel is going to be called. I don't have an intro yet, but today I'm going to be making a new, setting up a terrarium for tarantula that I just bought. So yeah, I don't even have an intro, like a musical intro thing yet. So, or maybe I did and I put it there and you just saw it, but I don't know because this is my first video on this second channel of mine. If you're here because of Nerd Harmony, give me a subscribe if you're into stuff that's not nerd related. I don't even know my tags yet or any of my catchphrases. So let's get into this video. So I just got this beautiful little girl. She's really small. I'll measure her later, but they're arboreal and they like to climb. So I need to change her cage to a climbing type cage. It's temporary until she gets bigger. So again, if you're watching this because you're a tarantula person and you don't like what I'm doing, tough, I don't care. So what I need to do is this is set to sit like this. But the spider I got, Pink Toed Tarantula, are arboreal. So what I'm gonna do is cut the corners off so it sits more in this kind of fashion so that it can climb up where it wants to climb up. Now, granted, this is just gonna be temporary because it's little right now. It's gonna need a much bigger cage. I'm gonna get a cage that's taller so it can go crawl higher, do its thing. But this is just for now until she gets bigger. So I'll show you how I'm gonna cut the lines out, what I use for straight edges because I don't really have rulers and you don't really need a ruler if you need something with a straight line, and cut it up and do all that. So let's do that. So since I need, see, here's my straight edge. It's a box, it's part of a box. You don't need a ruler, you don't need a piece of metal. You just need something that's straight. So what I need to do is figure the angles I want to do for this. I'm not really being very precise because I don't have to be right now. Oh yeah, don't use a marker for things that are animals, like a Sharpie or something, because you don't want scents that are going to hurt them. So use like a pencil or a pen if you don't have a pencil, but don't use any kind of marker if you're. So there's my line, see that? And what I want it to look like is gonna be flat. Yeah, here. So there's no point on it. So this line's gonna go here. I don't even think I need that straight edge. Here. And down to here. Mark a little bit in there. This is where your straight edge will come in handy. Just crush this down. Straight line like that. I got a jigsaw I'm gonna use, so let me go get that and I'll cut it up. So I was cutting that. I noticed that this angle wouldn't really have worked because it gets too narrow at the top, and I want the bulk of it to be kind of big at the top so the spider can climb up it. So I've changed my markings to look like this, smaller angle cut off, so that should work, and it'll be easier to cut. Alright, and if you see, that's what I was going for there. So what we'll do is we'll glue it in here, here, and it won't even fall, just in case. That's how I did with I have a little tiny tarantula who has a little teeny tiny piece of wood like this that's glued in so that it can burrow, but this one likes to climb. I'll just clean that up a little bit more and we'll move on to the next step. So next step is gluing it in like that. But I want to put the substrate down first. So I can jam this in there. Or you know what I could do? Yeah, I want to put the substrate down first. And then jam this in there. And then glue it. So I'll glue it here, jam it through, and stick it to the sides. And then block this off so the spider can't crawl in there. Let's do that. So for substrates, I like to use this bark. This bark holds humidity and moisture pretty well. And this soil, because I think it looks better than just having bark. And bark tends to be coarse. If this guy's going to be molting, I don't want him to be molting on this and have a chance to get stuck in this molt or puncture himself on this stuff. So this is gonna go, it's gonna be mixed, put on, and then there's gonna be a top layer of this. So, I'll dump in the bark. Just put some bark there. Bark out of the way and stir it up. Mix it up nice and good. So what I want is a good mixture. I want it to look like the forest floor. So a nice mix of bark and dirt. Which I do believe is cocoa here. Yeah, it's coconut. So stir that up nice and good. That's pretty much what I want it to look like. A little bit deeper than that, so we're going to do that all over again. Should also mention to you, while you're stirring the floor up and you're setting this bedding down, you might want to have your hot glue gun prepped and getting plugged in and nice and hot, just so that you don't have time in the middle of the waste, because that's what I did. So what I've done here is I've pre-placed it in to see how much of a gap I got left. So I'm going to make another batch of the mix, put it in there, and then put some regular, just powdery floor coconut stuff over top, so it's like a nice smooth layer. Or I might leave it like this. I like the way this looks. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. And while we're waiting for my hot glue gun to warm up, I'm going to give my Granostola polka peas, is right there. We just molted a couple days ago. Some new substrate, because this is dried out really bad. So this is before I knew about the bark thing, mixing it with the bark. So I have a bunch left over. But this one is different because she likes to, I don't know if it's a boy or girl, I'm assuming it's a girl, likes to burrow. So I'm only going to fill up to about there and this side. I might even do half and half, or like diagonally cut it with the bark, because I don't think she wants to move bark out of the way. I'm assuming she's a she. Alright, I'm gonna do that. And there's his new home. I don't know why he's climbing. Not supposed to do that. Okay, now the glue gun's heated up nicely. We're gonna hit this guy with some glue. I'm just gonna give it a nice, good glob. It dries clear and cold, so it's no big deal if we have some runnage right away. And squidge against the glass. Cover this bottom piece up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this the way it looks. I really like the way this looks. So I have this spot here. There's a hole in it, and I don't know if she's big enough to climb through that hole, but I don't want her to do that. So I have this balsa wood pieces that I'm going to glue to the top of it to prevent that from happening. One like that. Yeah, it's good. The lid goes up, by the way, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to take my glue gun just noticed my glue gun's jammed, so I gotta fix that. So I'll take this, stuff it right there. I'll take this one, do the same over here. Take this corner off, it's just kind of sharp. Now I'm just filling up the water dish, and then I'm going to spray this with some water to make sure there's a nice little bit of humidity. And finally introducing her to her new habitat. If you notice, she kind of got away from me there a minute. I wasn't really ready to handle her straight away, because I didn't know if she was going to be skittish or if she was bitey, because a lot of times when you get a new animal, it's lizard, tarantula, whatever, they're kind of, they're scared when you first get them. They've been in that little plastic cardboard container, and they're just, they're a little on edge, so I didn't want to mess with her too bad. I just wanted to let her get in there and get accustomed to it before I even tried handling her. And this is where she is going to live. This is my other one. Grandma stole a poker piece. Nice, good humidity, new substrate, good for digging in, which is what I like to do. I've noticed she's already come to take in. You probably can't see her up there, but she's all the way up on the top of that, where I put where I glued the pieces in for the, so she wouldn't go in the hole. That's where she's actually sitting. So that's where she'll probably live at. I need to get some fake trees for her. I don't know if they need a hide or not. I think they just mostly stay up, so I don't think she needs a hide. I'm pretty sure from what I've read. So here's my son when he's a little baby, and that is it. Here's my leopard gecko. You guys want to see him? He's getting old. Anyway, I don't know how to end these, so I'm going to use my Nerd Harmony outro. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I look forward to talking again, and I will see you next time.